Mossadegh was overthrown by the religious establishment, the military, and the political leaders. They were the ones that overthrew Mossadegh. And we have declassified a range of materials that speak to this. The current religious leaders don't want to remind people that the religious establishment at the time supported his overthrow. I would take it even farther than just 53. I would start at 1905. In 1905, there was a constitutional revolution in Iran, and it was an effort to try to get a more representative government. Over those last 110 years, we have seen the Iranian people make strides at a truly representative government. I would say that over the last 40 years, it will be remembered as a valley. When you look at the social freedoms that the Iranian people enjoyed prior to this regime, they remember that, even though so many of the people who are alive today were born after the revolution. And that's why you see in Iran, the protest movement with the most energy is the women. And that's where you see a lot of people protesting the mandatory wearing of the hijab. And the regime responds, but with brutal tactics. And so we recently had Secretary Pompeo meet with one of the leaders of the women's movement, who now lives in the United States, to show that we support them. And the regime does a very good job of marginalizing organized opposition. And this is a regime that's willing to kill its own citizens in order to stay in power. They even kill environmentalists who protest clean air and clean water, or even protecting wildlife. There was a Canadian Iranian who founded the Persian Wildlife Heritage Organization. They jailed him, and he's dead. This is how the regime, even when we're talking about something very basic like clean air and clean water, or just protecting wildlife, the regime's response is murder. It's a very dark regime. It's a very brutal regime. It's a corrupt religious mafia that has lost the support of its own people. The one thing that this regime fears more than anything else is one free election.